game show here at the EM Drive is NFL True or False and why. And we got 4 questions. I believe all of these were penned by Sammy, so let's do it.
Yeah, it's easy when I get to answer my own questions.
Right, I'm modifying them a little bit. So I'll go
That's
first
tough.
in this one, Sammy. Matt Ryan will lead the Colts to more wins in 2022 than Russell Wilson will for the Broncos. I'm going to say emphatically true. He is in
I
a
also say true, but the way it's worded is a little bit funny to me because I think Russell Wilson will be behind in more games and therefore will lead them to more come from behind victories than Matt Ryan. I do think Matt Ryan will have more wins at the end of the season, and mostly because of the quality of team and the divisions they're in, right? I mean, Russell Wilson's in a very tough division. It's very possible they get swept in that division. It wouldn't shock me if they did. And, Matt Ryan has a little bit easier of a path. Their division's a lot more simple. So I think Matt Ryan's team will win more games, but I think Russell Wilson will be responsible for more wins individually on his team.
Well, if you want to play hero ball like he did in Seattle, I kind of agree with you. But, I mean, they're going to have – you can't be playing hero ball the entire time with Russell Wilson because we know that falls off about week 9. I mean, to be fair, that stops about week 9.
We always talk about very small windows of opportunity, and you saw Seattle go through their small window with Russell Wilson, mostly built around his rookie contract, not having to pay him big money. The fact is that they never really let Chef cook, right? That was always the narrative. They never really let him loose, and I think in Denver you're going to see them let him loose, and he's going to be able to put up some video game type numbers. Now, whether that correlates to wins on the field, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't think it will, but. Matt Ryan just has to play within the system, hand the ball off, not make big mistakes, and let his defense win games. And they'll be a contender to win their division and make the playoffs, no problem. So, yeah, I think this is a pretty lopsided one. I know I wrote this question. I actually wrote slightly different because there's a few other folks I think will do better than Matt Ryan. But yeah, I think specifically Russell Wilson. I think Matt Ryan does beat him.
You think Carson Wentz and Mitch Trubisky will play better?
I do think Carson Wentz will actually. I think Carson Wentz played better than him last year. And I think Washington has a chance to really shock some people. So they're a pretty talented team, and they're in a pretty lousy division. I think they could be fine.
Oh, that's a big false for me on that one.
I can't imagine why with you wearing that jersey.
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure. You mean my what is it? My Carson Wentz jersey here?
Yeah, I don't think Carson had any luck in Indianapolis. No pun intended.
Whoa! Shots fired. Davante Adams will be a top 3 wide receiver in Las Vegas with Derek Carr. True or false?
I'm going to say true. My original, when I thought about this question, I thought about, easily false, right? Changing everything was going to make it difficult. But these guys know each other pretty well. They play college ball together. They're friends. They already have a built-in chemistry. And I have a feeling that Carr is going to have some tunnel vision for Davante Adams, at least in his first year. You want to get your guy off to a good start. You want him to feel welcome. You want him to feel like he's dominating the league. Build his confidence as much as possible. So I do think the Raiders throw the ball quite a bit. They love throwing the ball down the field, and I think Davante Adams will do well in that division. They get to play Kansas City, which will be some shootout games. Clearly, he gets a drop down in quarterback going from Aaron Rodgers down to Carr, but I don't know that he gets less targets. He gets less usage, and so I think his numbers stay up top, and he finishes the top 3 receiver. Yes.
See, I have a good bet for you here. I think Las Vegas could be a good bet to finish last in the AFC West. Combined with the fact that Derek Carr's tunnel vision, combined with the fact that it's a new scheme, combined with the fact you have Russell Wilson in Denver, even if Las Vegas beats Denver a couple of times, I feel like, Las Vegas can finish last.
That division is going to be such a bloodbath. All of those games, every week they play each other. Any 2-team combination will be a good game and pretty much must-watch television. Those 4 teams are all going to be competitive. Now, the records might not indicate at the end of the year, especially if Denver only wins like 6 games and the Raiders only win like 7 games. But I think all of those interdivision games are going to be really tough. And, whoever gets through that gauntlet will be the one that's going to be the favorite to win the AFC, even though, the Bills are pretty good.
I'm going to jump on the bandwagon now and really create a bandwagon here or start it up. I believe the Raiders will finish last in the division, and I feel like they will be the worst team in the division. I feel like they overachieved last year. I feel like the new, Las Vegas and Davante Adams, I don't care. I could see this team finishing last in the division pretty easily.
I mean, you could make that argument, but you also could make the argument they dealt with the most drama last year and persevered the best, right?
Yes.
They lost all of their first round picks to a variety of things. They lost their coach. They moved into a new stadium, new city. All of that stuff was stuff that other teams don't have to deal with on a regular basis, and they still played well. Now imagine they have no controversies coming into the year, and they can just focus on football. You could argue they're the best team in that division. I don't think they are, but you could argue they will compete for that level. We'll see.
I don't think they're going to come close. See, that's my thing. I know this is the debate for another day. I have a strong feeling the Raiders with Josh McDaniels, who wasn't great as a head coach. I think they might. I think people might be surprised on how bad they are.
You obviously could be right. I think Denver will end up being the worst team in that division. I would like to say that 3 teams out of this division make the playoffs.
That's a fair point. Denver, and Kansas City and LA. There you go.
It could easily be that. I think it will be the Raiders, but yeah, I don't hate the Raiders team. I don't hate the Broncos team, but somebody has to lose in this division. And I think Kansas City and LA are the 2 best teams, not by a lot, but by enough to win these divisions. So, I think you'll see all 4 teams competitive every week, and that's a really unique spot in the NFL. You just don't see that too often.
Fair enough. Josh Allen will be a top 2 MVP candidate next season. I'm going to emphatically say true.
I mean, he's the favorite to win it right now, and Aaron Rodgers, the 2-time MVP, he's getting older, and he just lost his best weapon. And so you could argue he probably didn't even deserve it last year based on a lot of the metrics. And so I could easily see him not winning it this year. And so if somebody else is going to take the mantle, Tom Brady was up for it last year. The reporters didn't like his statistics. And so usually the best player on the best team wins, and Buffalo will vie for the best team in the AFC. And so I could easily see him finishing top 1, definitely top 2. I think that's very true.
I think the reason why people don't like Tom Brady is that he lost 9-0 to the Saints. That was a big chunk on his resume, on his armor in the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like base stats, the legacy stats of the NFL, Tom Brady was the MVP. If you look at all the advanced metrics and the sabermetrics of NFL, you can easily see that Aaron Rodgers deserved to be the MVP. The reporters went with the sabermetric side of things. I don't love it, but it is what it is. I'm a Brady guy. I'm not a Rodgers guy, so I was rooting for Brady, and it is what it is.
So you think Brady can just dink and dunk his way to an MVP every single season? Then that's fine.
I mean, he put up great numbers, but he got worse from the year before, and I feel like back-to-back MVPs should have to be better than they were the previous year, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't that. But in any event, I don't know that Brady will put up those joystick numbers this year either, and so somebody else is going to step up. Josh Allen is a great choice for it to be him.
Good point. Aaron Rodgers will win another Super Bowl in his career. I say absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is false. The windows, we talked about windows with Seattle, and a lot of times these teams that win with rookie contracts on their quarterback, or they can get players elsewhere. In Green Bay, man, you can say the Angels wasted Mike Trout's career. You could easily say Green Bay wasted Aaron Rodgers' career, right?
Yep.
Here's an all-time great player who just did not get a ton of help on either side of the ball, and they didn't draft well on defense. They didn't draft him playmakers on offense, and now he's coming from MVP and the best record in the NFC to losing his best player and them not being the best team in the NFC. I mean, they still could be, but I don't know that you get addition by subtraction in this situation. The guy's 39 years old. I don't know that his window is that much bigger. They've had 2 really good shots these last couple of years, and he fell short. He doesn't have the best playoff record anyway. And so, if you don't build a good team around him, a la the Elway way, it's not gonna be easy for him to carry his team to a Super Bowl. And I can see it.
I want to give a call out to Brady fans here. Brady fans will use he's 39 last with Rodgers, but Tom Brady's 44 because he rode a great team to the Super Bowl. Well, how do you guys think that Rodgers needs an Elway group? That's just for come on.
Well, first of all, Tom Brady is a vampire, and so the guy just gets younger every year.
Than Brady right now. Holy cow!
You make a fair point. the difference is that Brady has always stepped up his game in the playoffs, whereas Rodgers doesn't. And so if Brady has played very well the last few years in playoff games. Rodgers has not played well in playoff games, and so it seems to me, and he's been in the league for a long time. If he doesn't have those other key components to win him games in these big spots, he doesn't win them. Last year, they were the overwhelming favorite in that San Francisco game. They had a great defense, they had a fantastic offense, and he laid an egg. It was on Rodgers' shoulders. They lost that game.
Oh yeah, for sure. But not the punt whatsoever.
Yeah,
had nothing to do with the punt.
I mean, and I bring this point up all the time, but if Tom Brady was on the Packers in that situation, I don't think they get held to one single touchdown in this game. He comes back in every situation he's been in the playoffs. The guy always comes back, and he always plays well. He always puts up big numbers. Say what you want about the guy, but he comes up in big games, and Rodgers doesn't.
Too bad Rodgers' punt team isn't Brady's punt team is all I got to say on that one.
I mean, in the same playoffs last year, I think Brady was down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter and came back and tied the score.
And then didn't and lost it anyway. So
yeah, well, Brady wasn't on the field when they lost. Yeah, their defense gave up the long play to Cooper Kupp, and they gave up the field goal. But when given the ball in his hands, Brady did what he was supposed to do. Aaron Rodgers had the ball in his hands a lot of time in that playoff game against San Francisco and couldn't do anything.
I think force feeding Davante Adams is a problem for him.
There's a litany of things he probably could have done better, and I always get accused of being a Rodgers hater, and I'm not. I actually really like Rodgers. I just wish he would play better in big spots.
Follow us on